Hey everyone, aloha. This is Laura Godenick with Laura Godenick Astrology, and I'm here to give you the astrology for the week of April 19th through the 25th, 2021. I'm still in Hawaii, so on this wonderful 80 acres of land, doing some volunteering with farming, some permaculture projects, and it's been really wonderful. So I just wanted to start off with kind of some context as to where we're coming from last week. So we had Venus, the Sun, and Mercury at different points in last week making a square to Pluto, which is pretty intense. Last week has been a time of exploring different relationship dynamics, power dynamics within relationships, how we communicate. Pluto always exposes the underbelly. It's kind of whenever there's harsh aspect to Pluto, there's this sense of facing monsters or internal monsters, and kind of owning up to your part in situations, exposing the truth, doing some deep reflection. So yeah, it's been kind of an intense week last week, and this week the vibe changes quite a bit, even though we're still in the continuation of the story from last week. But the vibe changes this week greatly because we have Mercury and the Sun heading into Taurus on Monday the 19th. And Taurus season is a time of slowing down. Taurus slows down and does not sacrifice quality for quantity. Taurus is very much so about enjoying the present moment, or at least enjoying things that are of good quality. So thinking of food, wine, experiences. Are you moving so quickly in the world that you can't really take in what's happening around you? Or are you moving at a steady pace where you can actually enjoy your time? That is part of what the Sun in Taurus kind of asks us, I think. And Taurus season is also about connecting with the land, with agriculture, with the dirt, getting outdoors, getting outside, gardening, really connecting to nature. Taurus is an earth sign represented by the bull. What did the bull do but pull all of the wagons and do hard labor, And that's one aspect of Taurus as well, is Taurus is a hard laborer. It can work very hard, but can also enjoy the fruits of its labor. So this is a time of working hard and enjoying your rest afterwards, and especially about yummy food. Taurus is definitely a sign about food. So Mercury and the Sun are heading into Taurus on Monday the 19th. That's a pretty big shift. You might find yourself talking a bit slower, Mercury being the planet of communication, being more thorough with your words, being a bit steadier. Mercury in Aries had us kind of being super direct, kind of quick paced, making decisions really quickly, maybe even speaking quickly, so Mercury in Taurus is totally different vibe in terms of being steadier and slower. Let's see. So, normally I would say this is a really lovely time, and not to say that it's not, because we do have Venus in Taurus as well, and Venus rules Taurus, so she is providing a wonderful home, so to speak, for the Sun and Mercury, and she's in a sign in Taurus that she feels super comfortable in. So, ultimately this is a time of pleasure and enjoyment and leisure and connection with land, and Venus and Mercury and the Sun are all approaching a square to Uranus. Uranus is the planet of disruption, of innovation, of chaos, of turning things around, like a 180, unexpected change. And so there is an element of disruption to things that are comfortable a bit, So Taurus is a sign about being cozy, about being comfy. And Uranus is maybe not particularly comfortable in the sign of Taurus because it's such a fixed, stable sign. And Uranus wants change, right? So with Venus coming coming into a conjunction with Uranus, and that's happening on Thursday. And then what's happening is Venus is going to be making a square to Saturn on Saturday. And this is totally bringing up the whole story of the Uranus-Saturn square, which is what we are kind of like, that's kind of the main big background transit of the year, is this Uranus-Saturn square. We had the first square of these two planets back in February. Saturn represents structures, systems, our bones, the things that hold society up and ourselves up, rules, regulations. Uranus is like kind of like just totally opposite, like tearing all of that down, you know? And literally back in February, we had the power situation in Texas, where this like long-standing system that's been around for years of like Texas being off the main power grid, totally like being disrupted, and everyone, like millions of people in Texas, being out of power for like weeks. So totally disruption of the status quo of a system that's been around for quite a while, right? And kind of telling us it's time to innovate, it's time to upgrade. This isn't really good enough, you know? And so that's kind of the vibe of this Saturn-Uranus square for the year, is, you know, current systems and structures versus change, versus progression, versus disruption. And I'm not saying one wins over the other, because Uranus-Saturn squares can be, you know, you might be tempted to disrupt or radically change something that is, that might benefit you in the long run. So Venus conjoining with Uranus Thursday is kind of bringing back up this story of the Uranus-Saturn square. And we're not going to know the end of that story until the end of the year, when Uranus and Saturn make the final square in December. And so this is an ongoing story, and this is one piece of it. Venus in particular is about relationships, so and unity and peace and harmony. So Venus coming into conjunction with Uranus is about innovating relationships, rechecking your commitments. Are they working for you? What structure works for you? You know, it's kind of like, re-upping relationship dynamics and maybe not examining them. That's kind of what the Venus-Pluto square did for us last week, or kind of provided the opportunity for. But Venus-Uranus is, you know, it might be kind of an unexpected change out that might feel like it's coming out of nowhere. Okay, so that's kind of the vibe of the week. So let me just break it down a bit more. So Tuesday and Wednesday, we have the moon in Leo. Leo's a fixed sign, along with Aquarius, which is where Saturn is, and Taurus, which is where Uranus is. So with the moon in Leo, that's going to be Tuesday, Wednesday. And so there might be some sort of a bit of conflict or disruption, or some sort of like uncomfortableness on those days. And then let's see. Yeah, so Thursday, Friday is when Venus conjoins Uranus, and that could contain the unexpected. Unexpected in union, relationships, peace. There might be something that's breaking up or being enlightened, maybe some awareness coming to you regarding relationships, or the Venus ruled houses in your chart. So looking to the houses that contain Libra and Taurus. Okay, so then Friday, Mercury conjoins Uranus, Mercury being the planet of the mind and communication. So, you know, this is probably gonna create some, or like provide the opportunity for some unexpected conversations to come up that probably need to happen. Unexpected conversations or thoughts, things coming to consciousness. Uranus tends to like kind of be a lightning bolt of enlightenment sometimes. Something that you might not have like been wanting to know or say out loud or something like that. So yeah, it's kind of the dynamic. And you know, Mercury and Venus will be squaring Saturn pretty like the next day, basically, after the conjunction with Uranus. So having to have like a serious conversation and re-examining the structure of your life and the relationships in your life and how we create peace and harmony. simultaneously on Friday, Mars heads into Cancer. Mars is the planet of war. It's the planet of how we fight, how we defend, how we protect, and it likes to do things head on. It's the goat, the ram. It does things head on. Cancer is the crab. And what does a crab do but scuttle around sideways? So Mars in Cancer isn't the happiest. It's not as direct, not as straightforward, can tend to avoid, can tend to be a bit passive aggressive sometimes. So watch out for kind of conflict coming up in your life, in the Cancer area of your life, and maybe being a bit avoidant about it, or like not knowing how to handle it. Definitely, I would say practice being like straightforward and using nonviolent communication if you're aware of what that is. If not, go ahead and look it up. I would recommend. There might be an increase in conflict around home, family matters. Cancer rules over home, family, mother, your close-knit community, like at home. So that might be more challenging. It might be more challenging to be forthright. Okay, so that's kind of the week in a gist. I would say the major themes of the week is clarifying relationships, agreements, terms, so that we can live in harmony. All right, I'll be back next week with another update. Bye.